Thanks for supporting BHD8 Gaming. Check out these clips from our last show. Enjoy.
So we've been looking into the different pack values across servers for what, maybe a month now. It's been a while that we've been doing this, since the community has asked us to do that after we pushed out that video on our treasury, and people were like, how are you on a younger server, lower operations level, spent the same amount of money, and your treasury is way better than mine, right? So jogging everybody's memory, that's why we started investigating into it. So many people on older servers said, how do you have a better armor or treasury than I do? So we started looking into it, and the only actual things that people have been able to tell us, Scopley's answer, if we go look that up, because now we have Scopley's actual answer for that, was, let me see, I don't want to misquote them.
It was basically, we can't tell you because it's super secret.
You seem to inquire about the difference in content for similar packs across servers. Aside from the server age and the ops level of the player, we also need to consider the game progression of the individual players. This means that the available packs can still be developed, and you get stuff that others do not yet have access to. This is why the contents may vary from one player to another across servers. However, I'm not able to give you more details on this subject. I hope for your kind understanding. So we did post this entire conversation, which has since been closed out, very knee-jerk, very quickly by a quote-unquote customer support supervisor after I asked to be escalated. So the only answers that have been forthcoming are ops of the player, how much you've spent, your progression in the game, whatever that means, and server age. So when I pressed why a player on a younger server that's lower operations level has spent less money over on the game would have access to packs that are 20 times the par steel, 5 times the latinum, and 3 times the G4 materials than a player on an older server, higher ops, and has spent much more money overall.
Because they want to entice those players to spend more money.
Well, the problem is when you our one player who's on another server, he has spent on both servers, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The player's spend and the player's progression, he's almost the same on the two servers, 63 and the other one.
Right. It's a VIP level player that was VIP level on one server, gave up on that server because of how horrible the packs were, and plays on our current server and doesn't regret it. So there's a reason for that. So basically, after not answering that for I don't know how many days it was, another customer support representative picked it up. All this you can go find. I think it's tossed out there in our, what's the name of that channel on our Discord server? Somebody could check it. But the entire conversation's in there. There's some information redacted. The Scopley Customer Support representatives and supervisors' names have been redacted. Just trying to protect people's privacy. I don't want anybody harassing them, and I don't want, you know.
I think we could harass them.
Yeah. So, basically, somebody else picked it up.
You created Scopley CS response.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's where you put it.
So somebody asked, hi Commander, stepping in to assist you with your concern. Very sorry I wasn't able to get back to this sooner due to the high volume of tickets that we have, but I understand that you want more clarification about the store offers available between different players in the game. Would just like to ask if you still need further assistance with this concern or wish to have this escalated. Remember, the last thing that I said was how come a player that's lower operations on a younger server, etc., has much better packs. So I said, I said, hey, representative's name, completely understand the volume of support tickets. Yes, still seeking more clarity for the community. Escalate this for me if you would. So,
a canned response from the other guy.
Right, so from the quote-unquote supervisor, this got pretty much escalated within, like, 4 hours of me replying to them. It was escalated. Thanks for your understanding, Commander. By the way, I'm customer support supervisor, a supervisor for the Scopley support team. As my colleagues mentioned before, packs available from one server to another can have differences in contents. But there are also more factors related to a player's progress that can affect this. As much as I would want to explain and clarify further, I am unable to share anything more specific than this. For now, I'll be closing this ticket. If you have other questions or concerns, however, please send us another message so a member of our team can look into it. Conversation closed.
Copy and paste the whole thing into another ticket. I like to follow up with this.
Yeah, well, I want to address, we're going to address a lot of comments, but I want to address the comment that somebody made, I believe, on that, right?
I think it's just a big bird flipping you.
Well, I think that this is very evident that they are told to dance around this topic because it's a very sensitive topic. And it ought to be. Honestly, it should be a very sensitive topic. They should be mad that we're prying into this because it's insulting to the intelligence of some of the VIP level players that Scopley is just like, we can't tell you why your money is worth a 1/20th of somebody else's money on a newer server that just started playing the game not long ago. So I would be very upset if I had spent that level of money and I'd been a person who's played this game for as long as a lot of these people have played the game, because it's not newer players. Newer players are spending a lot less money to get way further in the game a lot faster than people who have been on tried and true for a long time. But we want to address Big P said any reason why CCs like Rev or DJs haven't jumped on this issue. So I do want to specifically call out RevDeuce attempted to address this issue 2.5 years ago. He has a couple videos on this, and I have heard some rumors about what happened in the background. I am not going to condemn RevDeuce for the fact that he does this to completely support himself and his family. So if it was jeopardizing his livelihood to continue investigating that and he dropped it to just try to go do something else, then I'm not going to condemn him for that. That is what I believe happened, is that there was something going on in the background that was going to cause him great financial loss if he continued to pursue it, so it got swept under the rug. DJs hasn't jumped on this issue because I haven't gone to him with enough evidence to go, hey, here's good pack servers, here's bad pack servers, what are we going to do about this? Because they get matched up for incursions, because he 100% agrees, the last conversation I had with him, that if all servers existed in a vacuum, that you never had to worry about competing with anybody else, then it really doesn't really matter that much. It's still messed up, but it doesn't matter that much. But the fact that we have cross-server leaderboards even, and especially incursions that they force us to have to, like, there's no way to get out of an incursion, really. Like, sure, you can not play the game for 24 hours and go shield up in a low-level system, but you basically have to not play the game for 24 hours if you don't want to be in an incursion. So that is his take on that. I haven't spoke with anybody else about it. I haven't spoke with 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵𝘁 or anybody else about the situation. I haven't really spoke with Rev about it because after I got a little bit of what was going on with him, I wasn't going to go open an old wound or whatever with him. So this is something that we are doing on our own as a BHD8 gaming community right now. And part of what I want to do this week is go dive a lot deeper into this. I don't really have a lot to lose. I'm not enjoying the game as much as I used to. Probably clear after we saw the video that we posted this week. Some of you guys like some of the games that we suggested playing. But we're not saying everybody should go delete Star Trek Fleet Command and stop playing, right? We're just saying...
Not at that point yet.
Right, we're not at that point yet. But I realized shooting that video for the one that came up this Wednesday with my wife hanging out with me while we did it, that I had lost a lot of the fun of being a content creator over the past several months with all the stuff going on in the game. That was probably the most fun that I've had shooting video, if not ever, then at least in a very long time. So I don't know what to do with that. I'm not trying to support myself off of being a content creator. This is a hobby of mine and I enjoy doing this for the community, but there's going to be a point if things continue down their current trajectory. Like why would I want to sit here and try to help people understand mechanics that are constantly shifting, that we're not getting enough information, or trying to help people understand the way the game's set up when I go ask Scopley about it and they basically tell me to go F off and don't ask any more questions about it.
Thanks for watching. Click here for more. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks to all the supporters, and see you guys next time.